Isn't this a nice place here? Would you like some of this too?
I would.
There you are.
Thank you
A
very
nice
much.
glass of champagne.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
At a poolside party in Los Angeles,
What would you like?
an 88-year-old bartender serves up cocktails and conversation.
I had a party last night. It was a little apartment in West Hollywood.
His name is Scotty Bowers, and for half a century, he had another occupation, which made him intimately acquainted with some of Hollywood's best-kept secrets.
Did you have a little black book?
No.
No, you kept it all in your head.
Yes.
In the golden era of Hollywood, in the 1940s and 50s, the studios carefully manicured the images of their stars and fiercely guarded their private lives. But Bowers knew there was another side to the city.
It was sort of a subterranean Hollywood, if you
Yeah, it was definitely.
Off the set, many stars had wild appetites they could not publicly acknowledge. Scotty Bowers says he discreetly arranged companionship for Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Tyrone Power, William Holden, even FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, and the Duke and Duchess of Windsor.
Some people have described you as a sort of pimp to the stars.
Oh, yes. Like when somebody said to George Cukor, the director,
Yeah.
you know, Scotty's a hustler. He says, yes, but he's a gentleman hustler.
That meant something to you.
Yes, it meant, that meant, the way he said it, that meant something.
And for nearly 70 years, like a gentleman, he did not speak of his liaisons.
Why did everybody trust you?
Because I could be trusted.
Uh-huh.
Because I was that type of a person,
Right.
which I am still today.
Yeah.
But now, Scotty Bowers is talking. Frankly, he writes in his memoir, Full Service, I knew Hollywood like no one else knew it. The book, which has spent a dozen weeks on the Los Angeles Times bestseller list, has only Bowers to back it up. You can choose not to believe it, but his friend, author Gore Vidal, testifies on the dust jacket, Scotty doesn't lie, and he knows everybody.
Were you concerned in writing the book that people who may have been fans of these stars would think that you were trying to tear them down?
I thought of that, and whatever you do, you can't please everyone, and sure, there would be people that do that.
Bowers, who grew up in rural Illinois, landed in L.A. when he came out of the Marine Corps at the end of World War II.
What was Hollywood like then?
Hollywood was like a smaller town then.
Bowers was working at a gas station when he says he was picked up by actor Walter Pidgeon. Soon, he was getting calls. He charged for his own services, but Bowers refused to be paid for referrals.
Why didn't you take the money?
I didn't believe in being an outright pimp. Sort of a pimp, but not an outright pimp. There's a difference, you know.
I mean, the way you describe it in the book, you say you were just trying to help people out.
Yes, I was.
But the risks, particularly for gay or bisexual actors, were serious. The Vice Squad and the tabloids were always lurking.
There were a lot of magazines that would have paid a lot of money to know what you knew.
Yes.
Did they come after you?
Well, Confidential did.
The magazine Confidential traded in Hollywood dirt. The more salacious the story, the better.
They'd come to you with a completed article.
A complete story.
Right.
And all you had to do was sign that story.
Bowers says he was brought 3 different stories that he knew to be true, and each time offered $1,000 if he'd sign.
You weren't tempted by the $1,000? No.
No, because I knew that eventually that's going to be trouble.
$1,000 then was a lot of money.
You bet it was a lot of money.
One of the stories was about Katharine Hepburn. Bowers had met the actress through George Cukor, who directed her in several films, including Adam's Rib.
Know what you are?
What?
Which she starred in with Spencer Tracy.
Lovable.
I know.
I picked up on what she wanted, and which I have kind of a way of doing that.
I don't know why I'm not surprised.
And All of a sudden, we became buddy-buddy because I was fixing her up with girls.
You say in the book you fixed her up with 150 women.
Well, this is over a period of almost 50 years, 49 years, and that's not many.
So what are we supposed to make of the love affair with Spencer Tracy?
I know magazines and people like to think they were lovers right till the end.
They weren't?
No, not really at all.
Bowers says he came to know Tracy, too, going to his house to do odd jobs and sometimes spending the night.
He wasn't an outright gay person, but after drinking and pretending he didn't know what he did and not admitting what he did next morning, do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Which sometimes people do. Jesus, what did I do? I must have gotten drunk.
Bowers also found female friends for Desi Arnaz, who apparently did not only love Lucy.
One night at a party, Lucille Ball came up and not slapped me, punched me, boom.
Lucille Ball punched you?
Yeah. She said, look, I listen in on the extension phone, and I've heard you numerous times fix Desi up.
What did you say to her?
Nothing. There's not much you can say.
And what do you say to the director of the FBI, who Bowers says enjoyed dressing as a woman?
When J. Edgar Hoover was in drag, he was no beauty, you know, and he was not a pretty girl, really. You know what I mean?
And you weren't sitting there going, this is the head of the FBI?
No, no, no.
Judge Scotty Bowers' behavior, if you will, but he never judges his clients in his memoir.
What are you trying to say with this?
Nothing, really. I wasn't trying to gain anything. I didn't have anything in mind at all. I just thought, I'm going to do it. Even if I don't make a dime, just do it, because people kept trying to talk me into it.
You want another beer, don't you, Leonard?
Scotty Bowers still works bartending jobs a few times a week.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
The man who kept Hollywood secrets for so long
That's a full glass, right?
will turn 89 next month.
Any regrets?
No. Oh, no. If I had to do it over again, I'd probably do it over again.